Story time. Once upon a time, there was a young, handsome man named Nathan, and he really wanted to be a backpacker. So he knew he needed some sort of rescue device. So he bought the cheapest one he could find just so that he would have one, and that was the Spot 4th Gen GPS. And over time, he realized that it wasn't going to do everything he thought he needed, because his needs grew as he started to backpack more. So Nathan sat back and he thought, in 2023, I should look for a new GPS device. And he asked everyone he could think of all around the kingdom, or YouTube, what device he should get. And he threw out two options. He said, should I get the Zolio, or should I get the InReach messenger? And one kindly soul, Terry Panama was his name, said, you're an idiot if you don't get the InReach Mini 2. Now, Nathan had already decided that the InReach Mini 2 was too expensive for him, so he didn't even throw it out as an option when he asked the entire kingdom or YouTube. And Terry Panama had Nathan thinking, what is it about the InReach Mini 2 that had him say that? Nathan sat back and he reevaluated what his requirements were for a device in the field of battle or nature. And it came down to comparing two sets of things. The first thing Nathan compared was Garmin versus Zolio and what they offered. And Nathan found that Zolio had less flexibility in their plans, and they had one key feature that Nathan really wanted, and that was multiple unlimited preset messages. Because Nathan thinks that he'll primarily use those back and forth. He won't necessarily use the two-way messaging as much if he has more options for the status or check-in messages. So Nathan chose Garmin over Zolio. As Nathan continued down his evaluation path, he reviewed all of the Garmin devices. Well, not all of them. 3 of them. The InReach Mini 1, the InReach Mini 1, the InReach Messenger, and the InReach Mini 2, because Terry Panama said so. So while he was going through that evaluation, he found that a lot of the things were the same on all 3 devices. They all had two-way communication. They all had the ability to use an app. They all had 3 preset messages, and they all have the same plans. So Nathan looked a little bit deeper into what features were different between them. And he found that the primary difference between the older InReach Mini 1 and the Messenger and Mini 2 was that they had the ability to do a track back feature. And Nathan really liked that idea because Nathan's sense of direction is shit. So he thought that would help when I get lost. So Nathan narrowed it down from those 3 to those 2. It was the Messenger or the InReach Mini 2. And when he looked at those, he found that really the only difference between those 2 devices was what they call courses. And they both had the ability to do courses through an app. But the InReach Mini 2 had the ability to do courses on the device. Now, it became quickly apparent to Nathan that this feature could be very useful, because Nathan was planning on doing a section hike of the Great Divide Trail this summer. And if you remember, his sense of direction is shit. So he thought, maybe it would be important if my primary navigation system is my phone, and my secondary one is a map and compass, and I know that I'm no good, or Nathan knows that he's no good at either of those things, then maybe it might be beneficial to have a course for each day or section of that hike that he wants to do this summer. So courses became the one feature that this aspiring backpacker used to decide what GPS device he would use. And courses are really easy to use. All you have to do is either make the course on your Explore app or import it from Gaia, which is awesome that you can do that, and then sync it to your device, and then you can use it on your device. So Nathan thought he would test that. So he came out to Big Hill Springs Provincial Park here in just outside of Airdrie, Alberta in Canada, which is beautiful, by the way. If you ever get a chance to come check this out, it is gorgeous. Even though it's a cold, wintry day, I would definitely come back here over and over. It's like a 1 kilometer loop that really doesn't do anything for backpacking, but it's beautiful if you just want to get away for a walk. So he tested his device, and he found that with courses loaded, it told him where he was on the map, and when he was off course, and how to correct, and which direction he was facing. And that was pretty cool. So Nathan bought the InReach Mini 2. Nathan forgot to mention that there's a big price difference, and that he should have talked to his wife before he made that decision.